When people hear the word apocalypse, they imagine fire falling from the sky, oceans flooding cities, nuclear war, zombies, or the collapse of technology. Modern culture has shaped the world into a picture of destruction. But the truth is that the original meaning of apocalypse has nothing to do with the end of the world. The original Greek word apocalypsis means unveiling, disclosure, or lifting of the veil. It means revelation. Apocalypse is not the end of everything. It is the end of lies. It is the end of illusions that people have lived under for centuries. What feels like destruction is often only the burning away of falsehood, leaving truth exposed. This idea is old as civilization itself. Every culture has stories of the end, but these stories always carry two layers: destruction and renewal, collapse and rebirth. The apocalypse is never only about fire, it is about what is revealed through the fire. In Greek, apo means away from, and kalypsis means covering or veil. Put together, it means the lifting of a covering. A truth that was hidden is suddenly visible. Imagine a stage play where a curtain hides the scene. The actors are already there, the world is already built, but the audience cannot see it. When the curtain is pulled, the scene is revealed. That is the original sense of apocalypse. So, how did a word about revelation become a word about catastrophe? The answer lies in a single book, the Apocalypse of John, better known as the Book of Revelation in the Christian Bible. Now, the Book of Revelation. Written at the end of 1st century, Revelation describes the visions of John on the island of Patmos. He sees beasts rise from the sea, dragons fall from the sky, angels with trumpets, bowls of wrath, the 4 horsemen, and a final battle between good and evil. He sees a new heaven and a new earth, and a city descending from above. To ordinary readers, this is horror. To the ancient Christian communities, it was code. The number 666, for example, was not a prophecy about a devil. In the Greek system of letters and numbers, it pointed directly to Nero, Caesar, the Roman emperor who persecuted Christians. The beast was not a literal monster, but the symbol of empire. The woman clothed with the sun was not a goddess, but a vision of divine wisdom and the faithful community. Revelation is not a book of destruction, it is a book of unveiling. Its message was simple: Rome is not eternal. Every empire falls. Truth will break through, and what is false will be consumed by its own weight. Apocalypse before Christianity. But apocalypse did not start with John. The idea that the world ends and then is renewed is universal. In Mesopotamia, the Sumerian flood story told of the gods washing the world clean. The survivor, Utnapishtim, preserved life and carried it into a new age. The destruction of the world revealed divine truth. In Hindu cosmology, time is divided into yugas. Each age begins in clarity, but as time passes, corruption grows. The Kali Yuga, the Dark Age, ends in destruction, but this destruction is also revelation. The hidden truth reappears, the cycle renews. In Norse mythology, the apocalypse is Ragnarök. Gods fall, the world burns, the seas rise. Yet, after the flames, the earth is reborn, green and fertile, with survivors to carry wisdom forward. The Mayan cosmology speaks of multiple creations and destructions. Each world ends, not as a final death, but as a cycle turning. What is false collapses, and what is true begins again. These stories reveal a universal pattern. Apocalypse is not only about endings, it is about revelation through endings. The archetype of the end. Carl Jung studied myths and symbols and said that certain patterns are universal archetypes, living inside the collective unconscious. One of these is apocalypse. Apocalypse lives in us because every human being experiences the collapse of illusions. When an old belief dies, when the life you trusted falls apart, when you face a crisis that strips away the mask, You are living your own apocalypse. This is why people are fascinated by apocalyptic stories. They mirror our inner lives. The external fire is only a picture of the inner unveiling. The veil is everywhere, in society, in politics, in family, in religion. Apocalypse is when the veil tears. It is painful, yes, because illusions feel safe, but truth demands to be seen. Historical apocalypses. Look through history, and you will see apocalypse again and again. The fall of the Roman Empire was an apocalypse. To the people of Rome, it felt like the end of the world, but it was also a revelation. It showed that empires are not eternal, that power always collapses, that new orders will rise from the ashes. The Black Death in Europe was apocalypse. Millions died, but it also ended the feudal system, broke the power of the old order, and opened the way to Renaissance. The fall of the Aztec and Inca civilizations was also an apocalypse. Their worlds ended in fire and blood, but even in destruction, truths about their culture survived, and new mixtures of belief and knowledge were born. The French Revolution was an apocalypse. Kings lost their crowns, priests lost their power, illusions of divine right collapsed. A new age of democracy and secular order began. In the 20th century, the First and Second World War II were apocalypses. Empires ended, old systems burned, new powers rose. The atomic bomb was apocalypse. Humanity saw for the first time that it could end itself. That revelation has never gone away. Even the collapse of the Soviet Union was an apocalypse. For millions, the system that defined their lives simply vanished. The veil was lifted and another order was revealed. History shows that apocalypse is not rare. It is the rhythm of civilization. Every age ends, every structure collapses, and every veil is lifted. Now, esoteric apocalypse. But what about the secret traditions? For them, apocalypse was never about politics or history. It was about initiation. Mystery schools across Egypt, Greece, and the Near East trained initiates through symbolic deaths and rebirths. The candidate entered darkness, faced fears, and was brought into light. This was apocalypse, the lifting of the veil. Gnostic Christians said the world itself was an illusion created by ignorant powers. The true God was hidden, and apocalypse was the moment of gnosis, direct knowledge, when the veil of matter was torn. In Kabbalah, apocalypse is linked to breaking vessels. Divine light was hidden in shattered forms. When the vessels break, the spark of light are released. What looks like destruction is really the revelation of hidden light. Hermeticism taught that apocalypse was the unveiling of cosmic truths. The Emerald Tablet says, that which is above is like that which is below. The apocalypse is when the correspondence is revealed and the unity of spirit and matter is seen. Even in Freemasonry, apocalypse is present. The blazing star, often associated with Sirius, is a symbol of revelation. It is the hidden light that guides the initiate when it appears and the veil is lifted. Apocalypse in art. Art has always carried the apocalypse. In medieval Europe, paintings showed the four horsemen, angels, trumpets, and judgment. But beyond the horror was the deeper idea, revelation of hidden truths. In Dante's Divine Comedy, apocalypse appears as a journey through hell, purgatory, and heaven. Each stage is unveiling. Each stage reveals what was hidden in life. In Milton's Paradise Lost, the war in heaven and the fall of man are apocalyptic visions. In Blake's prophetic poems, apocalypse is a continual unveiling of imagination and spirit. Romantic painters showed cities collapsing under cosmic skies. Modern artists depict surreal visions of ruins, fragments of worlds, digital breakdowns. Each is apocalypse. Each shows a veil being lifted. Modern apocalypses. In our time, apocalypse has moved from temples and churches to screens and media. Movies are full of end-of-the-world stories, nuclear war, pandemics, alien invasion, artificial intelligence, climate collapse, zombies. Why do we watch these stories again and again? Because they are symbolic mirrors. They reflect our fear that our systems are fragile. They reflect our intuition that illusions cannot last. But beyond entertainment, we are living through real apocalypses. The internet is an apocalypse. It's tore down the veil of distance, the veil of hidden knowledge. Secrets are revealed daily. Social media is an apocalypse. It reveals the illusions of politics, religion, and identity. Masks fall every day online. Artificial intelligence is an apocalypse. It reveals that creativity, intelligence, and even consciousness may not belong only to humans. It tears the veil between man and machine. Climate change is an apocalypse. It reveals that the earth is alive and that our illusions of control are collapsing. The pandemic was an apocalypse itself. It revealed the weakness of systems, the illusions of security, the fragility of daily life. Apocalypse is not coming, apocalypse is here. Personal apocalypse. And what about the individual soul? Each of us faces apocalypse. When a relationship ends and you see through lies, that is apocalypse. When a belief you trusted collapses, that is apocalypse. When death enters your life and you face the truth of mortality, that is apocalypse. Every spiritual awakening is apocalypse. Every deep insight is apocalypse. Every time the veil lifts from your eyes, no matter how painful, that is apocalypse. This is why mystics say the apocalypse is not out there, it is in here. It is not future, it is present. It is not fire from the sky, it is light breaking through the veil of illusions. The future of apocalypse. So, what happens next? The future is not one single apocalypse. It is a series of unveilings. More veils will be torn, more illusions will burn. Technology will continue to reveal truths about consciousness, intelligence, and control. Climate will continue to reveal the cost of human greed. Politics will continue to collapse and reveal hidden powers. Religion will continue to unveil both its corruption and its hidden wisdom. The apocalypse is not a date, it is a process. It is unfolding now, and when the last veil lifts, what will remain is not destruction but truth. The apocalypse is not the end of the world, it is the end of the lie. Every myth, every religion, every vision agrees. What looks like a collapse is really unveiling. What looks like death is really rebirth. What looks like darkness is really light breaking through. The apocalypse is the gift of truth. It is the moment when the veil tears and what was hidden is revealed. The question is not whether it will happen, it is already happening. The only question is, when the veil lifts, will you dare to see?